We are joined by Chargers sideline reporter Shannon Farren. Shannon, how are you this morning?
Oh, I'm doing great. Anytime I wake up and the Chiefs are still 0-2, it is a good morning.
Are you feeling better about the Chiefs being 0-2 or LA being 2-0? It feels like this. Everyone in the AFC West has just got to be ecstatic about that start for the division, especially you guys.
Yeah, well, in the world of horse racing, it's called a real ding dong. Between starting 2-0 and the Chiefs being 0-2, it's just feel good all around here. But I mean, this is the Chargers offense that everyone has been waiting to see. Got a healthy Justin Herbert for the first time in I don't know how long. It's a very secretive situation, Justin Herbert's health, and he looks darn healthy, and it's been a while. This is the offense that you were hoping for when Greg Roman came over. We haven't seen the run game materialize when you say words like Greg Roman and Jim Harbaugh, but it's only a matter of time till those guys get running in the backfield.
Of course, especially you're having to lean on a rookie running back that you take early on in the draft, who's a player in O'Marion Hampton that a lot of people here in Denver thought they were going to take. Denver ends up taking a defensive back for a star-studded defense that honestly got walked all over by Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts. And the next test coming up on Sunday at 2:05 Mountain is obviously it's a team that a lot of people are looking at going, is this finally the year that LA gets over the hump, that they stop charging in the postseason? And is this the year that Justin Herbert doesn't throw interceptions in the postseason? This is the guy that a lot of people here in Denver fell in love with and are now terrified about. What has been this next step, this next evolution under Harbaugh?
Well, I think that you make a great point, Raj, in that this Sunday we will see what these two teams, the Broncos and the Chargers, are made of. Weeks 1 and 2, you're still trying to figure it out. Nobody plays preseason. Week 1 for the Chargers was in Brazil. So nobody was really on their A game, not the Chiefs, not the Chargers. And then you had the Raiders that they're still figuring things out too. You know, you've got Pete Carroll coming in, and no doubt he is a legendary coach in the NFL, and he'll make things happen for the Raiders. Geno Smith is much better than he played last week, and things were just not good for that Raiders team on that night, on Monday night. With that defense, with that lauded Denver Broncos defense, I think you're going to see what Justin Herbert and this offense is made of. Frankly, you'd see more of it if you were at Mile High, no doubt, but we'll see it here at SoFi. And we're hoping to just keep the ball rolling here. Justin Herbert has a buffet of weapons, and they are definitely using each and every one. Everybody is eating on this field. You look at the wide receiver room with Keenan Allen back, and by the way, he has not missed a step. When you look at how the Chargers season ended last year in Houston with that playoff game, it was depressing. Justin Herbert had 4 picks. That's one more than he had the entire regular season. He had nobody to throw it to. He had Lad McConkey. I almost just said Lad McCaffrey. That's a Freudian slip for the Denver audience. But he had Lad McConkey, and that was it for Houston. And Keenan said he saw that game, and he's watching that game. He's breaking down the defenses, and he's like, I could have helped out here and there and everywhere. And now that room is loaded, and a loaded room with Justin Herbert, you're absolutely right to be worried about that.
Keenan Allen was a wide receiver that when he didn't have a job, a lot of people here in Denver were like, why aren't the Broncos kicking the tires on that player? That is a safety blanket for a young quarterback. And he goes back and through 2 weeks with Justin Herbert, he looks exactly like he did for all of those years when he has been a thorn in the side of Mile High fans here in Denver. You mentioned Lad McConkey. He showed up on the injury report this week. Is that something to be concerned about for Chargers fans or actually excited about for Broncos fans?
He was limited at practice on Thursday. On Wednesday, he was limited. Yesterday, he was practicing full. Not a worry. We do worry about Khalil Mack. The news was actually really good this week. When you saw him come out immediately in Las Vegas and run to the sideline and just shouting, you're thinking, well, this is somebody who's been around the league for 11 years. He's a 9-time Pro Bowler. He knows when there's something wrong. There's something definitely wrong. Went right into the injury tent, waved off the cart. And we found out that Khalil Mack, as disastrous as that video was that everybody saw with his arm bending the way none of our arms should bend, it is a dislocated elbow, and he has been put on the IR, which means he's unavailable for the next 4 games. However, it is a great case scenario considering he avoided a season-ending injury. With that said, you're losing that pressure on the edge. You're also losing the pressure from somebody who y'all are familiar with in Joey Bosa, who's now in Buffalo. So you've got next guy up on that D line when it comes to the edges, outside linebackers. We're already down a linebacker with Denzel Perryman. He's on the IR as well. So definitely some areas for the Denver run game to take advantage of.
Nick Bosa looked great last night off the edge against Miami. Even though that Buffalo defense gives up 21 points, they have to have a game-saving pick, or at least a win guaranteeing pick on Thursday night. Looks great there, but the Chargers defense continues to roll along. I want to keep it in the injury vein. We call it the Raj curse here on the morning sprint. Maybe it's not a curse so much as incompetence. When I choose that something is going to happen, the exact opposite happens. And when we went through our NFL season preview and we went through first and last place in the AFC West, I went, I'm going to go against the grain. The Chargers are going to finish last in the AFC West because they can't overcome the Mekhi Becton injury. They haven't
Wow.
missed a beat on the offensive line. What's going on? How do you replace an all-pro left tackle and not miss a beat?
I think you're meaning Rashawn Slater. Yeah.
Oh, my apologies. Yeah, my apologies. Yes, Rashawn
But
Slater.
shout out to Mekhi Becton for being
Incompetence.
that important. Like, I'm sure he will love that. Yeah, no. You're absolutely right to think that. I mean, Rashawn Slater, he signs this massive multi-year deal, and then 11 days later, he is lost for the season. And it was a huge blow, and everyone's worried. Everyone's who's not inside the building was worried about the Chargers offensive line. But what people outside the building don't realize is you take Joe Alt and you move him to the left side from the right side. Joe Alt spent all his time at Notre Dame on the left side. He's very, very comfortable there. He's also the smartest guy, arguably, on the team. Joe Alt has been dealing near perfect games since he has been put in that role. Justin has stayed clean. He has had all the protection he needs. He has had all the time in the world. What your concern was, and all of our concern was too, really, has not panned out, thankfully.
Yeah, especially if I get the name wrong. The last thing before we let you get out of here, Shannon, Mike's not be able or is not able to be with us during this segment here, but he spent a very large portion of his young coaching career after playing quarterback at Boise State under Jim Harbaugh at Stanford. He was his quarterback's coach when they upset Pete Carroll and USC back in 2007. He has a litany of Harbaugh stories. Since you have him in LA, what's been your favorite quirkiest Harbaughism that you've heard so far?
Gosh, there's so many. I mean, from quoting songs from the 70s about ships going down in a lake in Michigan to saying, I don't want you to be the ship that goes down. I want you to be the storm that brought the ship down, to quoting the entire Black Eyed Peas, I've Got a Feeling, before a game last year when most of the team, that song is even dated. Um, last time they played the Raiders in our season finale there in January, he reached into his pants and he whipped out a back scratcher, and he told the team, not everybody's going to be scratching your back all the time. Sometimes you have to scratch your own back, and then gifted each player a back scratcher with their name and number on it. Jim Harbaugh is a delight. He is completely authentic. It is not shtick. He is exactly who he is advertised to be. It's refreshing, and the guys buy in. That's why he's the greatest coach ever, no matter what level. When he went to San Diego, when he went to Stanford, when he went to the 49ers, when he went to Michigan, and now with the Chargers, he knows how to get guys how to play for him. And it's one thing, and it's be yourself and be authentic and be honest. And that's Jim Harbaugh.
Shannon Farren, sideline reporter for the Chargers. You can listen to her on the Gary and Shannon show on KFI Mondays through Fridays out there in California, 9 to 1 weekdays. Give me a final score and then get out of here.
21-10. Our defense is
No,
very
that's a
stingy.
butt kicking. You can't do
I'm
that to
so
me.
sorry, but our defense is so good. It's so good.
Shannon, we appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Take care, Raj.